All right, it looks like everyone is in. So welcome to the second in a series of online teachings from the Venerable Lama Lodu Rinpoche. Today's teaching is on the three Kayas prayer composed by the 16th Karmapa. So it promises to be a very interesting teaching. Thank you all for joining. As a bit of housekeeping, we will have the teaching from Rinpoche, and then if there are questions, if there's time for question and answer at the end, please put your questions in the chat and I will read them to Rinpoche for his response. And another note is that the text and recording of this teaching will be available on the KDK website on the front page, on the main site page immediately or almost immediately following this teaching. So you can find it links to the teaching and to the text that we're going to look at today. So with that, I'll turn it over to Rinpoche. Thank you, Rinpoche.
Thank you, David. Well, I think again, today we begin second teaching that requested by the different student. So this is, as David mentioned already, His Holiness Sixteenth Karmapa, who composed this short version of the practice of three Kaya. And then I received the transmission from my root guru, and Tenzin Rinpoche. He was the one who translated this scripture. And then at the time I was young, and so I'm back and forth monastery and home. So the simple, he told me to this practice that no matter where you're walking and talking, anything you do, but this practice, you recite the mantra and bring this image in your heart, and this will keep you in shape and secure, not to go deep in samsara, and remain your devotion to Dharma. It's very helpful. He told me that I was even young. I was so much devotion to him. I believed and I keep practice that was greatly benefit for me, especially innocent teenager at the time. But it was a very secure, good practice for me and easily practice as well. So that's where I get the transmissions. And this short prayer, so in the monastery, individual they do practice, I don't know. But normally I don't see anywhere they're practicing or praying this one. The only I saw this practice in big monastery, in Sorbuk monastery, a temple, they do this prayer while they performing the expanding Mahakala Parnakshan. They do practice. Then morning they have lineage supplication for Parnakshan lineage, Lama's supplication. At the end, they insert this prayer. So I was kind of participating in puja, and I see we have to be have the text, otherwise you have to by heart. So I remembering that's the place they do. Very importantly, they practice that, and so that is what they practicing. And I find myself this practice is quite useful, beneficial. Even someone who have very busy in the world, so. It was very helpful, and especially I was innocent young teenager. It brings so much my practice life and kind of deep habitual and rooted in my mind. So that practice is very good. So of course, during the 8 Nyungne or any Nyungne we do, I insert this on also, the mantra and prayer. And something I explaining as well too. So that is what we do in KDK. One is 8 Nyungnes, and at the end of the Nyungne last session, we'll do this practice. So that is where this practice comes, and that's what you practice do. But basically, this is three Kaya practice actually. Three Kaya, normally we call Dharmakaya, Nirmanakaya, Sambhogakaya. They're called Sambhogakaya. So that sometimes three Kaya, sometimes four Kayas, But again, this is very difficult kind of adopted in your mind, because there is so many different ways to describe this three kaya. So it's very hard, you can get put together one. But simply we make the three kaya is better. But normally three kaya is, Dharmakaya. That's our mind. And Sambhogakaya, that is our speech. Nirmanakaya, that is our body, So that is three kaya is, generally, the three kaya is normal. We have impure state. Three kaya is, we speak this word, speech. And we think there's a Dharmakaya mind. And we act bodily, physical action. So this is a Nirmanakaya. So this is daily we basically active this. But this never have the, aware this Dharmakaya. We think this is negative. We sometimes is it, my speech is speech, my body is body, so my mind is mind. There is nothing as such called three kaya in here. But in here, normally, and according to Mayana Vajrayana, that is these, we also kind of divided. There is called basic Dharmakaya, basic three kaya, and part three kaya, operation three kayas. So there is kind of three different way divides to presenting this way too. So make understandings. So the basic Dharmakaya meanings, as I'm saying, we are speech, mind, body. Normally we are in the world, we use it. There is non-stop, we use that, And so this is kind of basic three kaya. So basic three kaya means because of this, then we have the other kayas, So this is basically, so this is whether we enlightenment, where when a takes on the path, where we are not practicing anything, these are always there. So that called the basic Dharmakaya. And if you are identifying, this is the three kaya. If you do not identifying, this is our daily speech, mind, body activity, So that is the basic Dharmakaya. This means that is the basically Dharmakaya is there. Of course, our mind is obscured by lots of thought, perceiver, manifesting lots of illusions. That illusion obscured our Dharmakaya, our mind, basic mind obscure. And then these obscurations come from perceive and perceiver, and then the two, and the mind and what mind see things, that's a perceive and perceiver we call. But these things not coming positively, negatively, because this illusion, is kind of confusion mind. So this make we acting lots of negativity, and then that is caused to the obscure the mind. Then our basic Dharmakaya become hidden, but it is there always. But they obscure, if you put pure gold under the ground, more you put the garbage, the gold become deeper inside, and you're never viewing that. And so this is similar like that. We make more negative, that kind of pile up on our pure mind to all these kind of illusions, and then you bewildering, and then confused, then even don't believe we have this basic Dharmakaya or basic enlightenments. That is the confused state of our mind. So that confused state of mind is the kind of basic Dharmakaya, because whether you confuse, not confuse, how long you confuse, how much you have obscuration, sins, difficulty, all these things doesn't matter. Whatever case, that is, Dharmakaya, pure enlightened being, is there always. So therefore, the basic Dharmakaya is meaning that originally things there, but we lost because of so much garbage in it. Our mind is so confused. It confused because we are so much ego. Our ego is so strong. But that ego kind of producing the subject and the object, then subject object kind of produce the actions. The action is called karma, that caused the karma experience, the ripening, the creation, that confusing because more suffering, pain, even not we can believe we do have any nature of their things there, so that is the kind of basic, so basic mind confusion is the basic Dharmakaya. Basic mistake speech is Sambhogakaya. The basic activity, physical activity is the kind of Nirmanakayas. So they were the basically nature is Dharmakaya, nature is Sambhogakaya, nature is Nirmanakaya. When confusion state completely confused, but the confusion doesn't dispel or remove the foundation of Dharmakaya, Nirmanakaya, Sambhogakaya. They are always there. So that is called basic three kaya, I will say. But many scholars can say many ways. And sometimes too many things, if you not study thoroughly, it confuses. Maybe basic this much, you get ideas. At least there is something we have to work out. So this is a basic basic three kaya, okay? So now second is we divide the three, right? So that second is now is a Sambhogakaya. No. In this case, basic is the kind of part three kaya now. You see, between the basic three kaya, now part three kaya. So part three kaya is one have the practice and some sense of the kind of devotion, confidence, to nature of the Buddha is within us, and a little bit kind of more you have positive side, you have a little bit more believing positive side, you are more intelligent, you're interested or interact with the positive side, and that is the beginning we call part of the Trikaya. So that is kind of just beginning of interest that you apply to this confusion Trikaya to purify this Trikaya to get the result. So while you're engaging on the path, as we are practicing now Trikaya, practicing any Dharma, that is all is kind of with that we call path. Path Trikaya we use now this term. So Trikaya, path Trikaya is meaning that mind used as Dharmakaya, view as emptiness, speech as Sambhogakaya, benefit all sentient being through your words or indications. And then mind, Nirmanakaya is the body. Nirmanakaya is that you're performing the activity of the body, the positive side, such as the prostration, circumambling, doing some Dharma practice, physically work for Dharma. And so also giving the hardship to physical hardship for your practice Dharma. So these are called the physical, that Nirmanakaya, so Nirmanakaya path. The path of Nirmanakaya, bodily activity to positive. The path of Sambhogakaya, engage your speech, mind, body in more mature. You use as your channel and bindu, and the wind you use as a path to liberation or achieve the enlightenment. That is called a path of Sambhogakaya. And of course, then you start with Shine practice until total emptiness to the Tul Mahamudra practice. That is called, that practice called path of the Dharmakaya. So these three are called three kaya, path of three kayas. So you see, so path meaning when you're working on the path to get enlightenment, you see. So that is the three kayas. So of course, the result Dharmakaya is you achieve mind as a total Dharmakaya, speech as a total Sambhogakaya, enjoyment body, body as completely Nirmanakaya, manifestation to every single moment to benefit all sentient beings. So that is the result of the three kayas. So that is the word basically called three kaya. So that is kind of the original understanding and meaning of the three kaya. So now next will be, we're going to do three kaya practice, but in order to the three kaya practice, we have practice always have called there are three different things we have to be the Vajrayana practice or Mayana practice. So we have to have three things called the Semgeki Tampas, of course. Tampasum we call three genuine. And three genuine is post, it's kind of the Semgeki Tampas. The post one is genuine of the taking refuge in generating bodhicitta. Mikman Pepe Tampa means the actual practice, actual real practice, non-referential of the practice. So the music, when you actual practice have to be your not specific object and subject and then action there. You have to avoiding that kind of things. The music means non-referential, genuine. So that is when you do practice, that you have to be truly focused the subject what you're taking. So there's nothing more other thought to putting in. So that is the actual real essential practice. And that is the three kaya practice we're going to do. So that's the second genuine. And third genuine is that we are after the daily practice accordingly, then we dedicate the merit to all sentient beings. Jingmoya Tamba means the G meanings kind of up to the practice, up to the practice sessions. So then what you do have to is up to the practice of actual practice, then you have to have the dedication of the genuine. So in that case, you have to all the merit what you accumulated through the session, not only this session, in the past, present, future Buddha, and everyone done in the world. And you have since beginning last time until now, you have any virtuous good thing you do, all together, you dedicate to all sentient being, and all sentient being to dedicating. But the dedicating, this will be free sentient beings from the suffering, physical, mental, verbal suffering, completely despair, never come back to suffering again, and totally attain for everlasting awakening Buddha. So I'm dedicating that way to my merit to all sentient beings. So that makes three genuine there. First, taking refuge, generating bodhicitta is first genuine. Second, genuine is non-referential of the actual practice. And then last one is dedicating merit to all sentient beings, such without clinging, grasping, and holding them, dedicate to all sentient beings. So these three things are the, in general, Vajrayana practice, Mayana practice. You must have that. If you miss one of them, that meaning your practice is not really completed. You are not really have too much effective. So that is the kind of relying on these three things, your practice being truly benefiting for temporarily whatever need you free of your obstacle for your practice dharma, and finally you reach enlightenment. Without these three things, you cannot practice become perfectly, completely. You don't. So that is the very important, which is same. This practice also have these three things, and then any practice you do, these three genuine is very much practice, whether you are Mahayana or Vajrayana, doesn't matter. And so, or you can have any lineage of the Tibetan tradition, Pon religion, Kagyu religion, Nyingma religion, Sakyapa, Gilopa, and Chanangpa, no matter what kind polar of lineage, all have to be this same. It is not different. It is everyone have same thing. You have to have this practice, this this kind of intention, motivation for beginning of your practice. So we start from there now, taking refuge, generating bodhicitta. Chewing, you can show the text now. Okay, so I can see what you tell me. So you can see, we can read together if you can, then I can explaining this a little bit, because this was lots of things to talk about, and then we'll be missing the actual point. So we'll do a little bit. So now we can do maybe Tibetan, I guess. Sonje Jedan Soye Jonanga Chan Joy Patu Dani Jasoje Dagi Jinso Jibe Senangi Dolai Benche Sonje Dovajo Sonje Chetan Zoge Jonangla Chan Joy Padu Dani Jasoje Dagi Jinso Jibe Senangi Dolai Benche Sonje Dovajo. So these the two last will be repeat again up to the explanation. So here is Sanje Chetan Sogi Chunanga Janja Badu Jatani Kyapso Chi. So these two lines will be pause of the taking bodhicitta refuge, this part of refuge. Sanje in Buddha, Chu Dharma. Choki, chok meaning excellent assembly meaning Sangha. Sangha means ordained monks, all has great bodhisattvas who have realized those being called assembly of the excellent. So that this is our refuge. Buddha, our destination, Dharma is our path, the assembly of excellent, and they are our guide, who guide the road, and they will not mistakenly lead us to get enlightenment. So we take refuge. Buddha is our destination. Dharma is our path. We study and make any mistake to correct by the path Dharma. And the Sangha is the one who know how to lead us, what is right and wrong. So that is the Sangha. So we take refuge until the reach enlightenment, like Buddha. I become Buddha, I will take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. And this is my object where I'm taking refuge. But this, how long you taking refuge? When you taking refuge? Today, I'm taking refuge. How long you taking refuge? I get enlightenment. Until then, I will not give up. I completely devotee, study, learning, practicing, and focusing. So I continually from now on to until reaching enlightenment. So that is the general way to say refuge. The refuge they have omniscient. They know everything. No matter what you're hiding, no matter where you're hiding, they know it clearly. Buddha knows everything. And then they have a great mercy and compassion. They never let you go. You suffer it. They are always there to protect, save you from sufferings. Their compassion is like never kind of discourage, but encourage the compassions. And then also they have ability to detect people from suffering to happiness. Because reason is they are completely attained state of enlightenment. They are completely pure, perfect. They are master. So they knows they are never come back to suffer and they are completely for everlasting. So therefore, that is we need to refuge someone who completely free from suffering, and they have great compassion and great omniscience and great ability. So this all condition is together with them. So this reason we must take refuge. We take refuge. We take refuge that will be we believing they can do so. And then we, through our belief and their compassion, omniscience, then strike in our mind the blessings which come to open mind to be the path to enlightenment. So that is from now until reach enlightenment, that kind of devotion. But this is you can do our best, beginning we cannot have everything, but that is what you needed to protect us from the sufferings. It's when you are happy, you don't take refugee prayer, and you're unhappy, you're not taking refugee prayer. Or sometimes you're unhappy, you try to help from them, you can pray. When you're too happy, you just forget them. So that will not work. That's whether you suffer or pain, confusion, happiness, no matter what, never give up devotion to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. And that kind of devotion can able to get protection from these great beings, you see. So time is from now until reaching enlightenment. I dedicate that way. That is called refuge, So that is important because that is to make your practices Buddhist practice. If you don't have this, you don't have Buddhist practice. But many people, many religions do have same practice as well. We Buddhists do too, but they have not motivated like that they not have strong devotion, trust them. And so next one is like Dagi Jinso Gibe Sunam Ki, Dollar Penjisanya Dobocho. Two line is kind of generating bodhicittas. So bodhicitta is very important. That will hard to be enlightenment. If you don't generate these bodhicittas, your practice become not cause to get enlightenment, cause to free from forever, cause to get enlightened forever. You're not. In order to get that benefit, you need to have this generate this bodhicitta, heart of enlightenment. So there says the generosity and all the merit I have accumulated, virtues such as the generosity, morality, patience, diligence, concentration, wisdom, all these things I have done or I'm doing. This merit not only wish to myself benefit, but this merit may attain all sentient beings completely free from sufferings, completely for everlasting happiness. May all beings attain state of enlightenment. So what these we're saying, but you have mentally, you have to cultivate it strongly, that called bodhicittas. Bodhicitta meaning is something your heart of enlightenment that you care all sentient beings without discriminating. Whether someone want to kill me or somebody say bad thing to me, doesn't matter. If he want to kill me, still he need happiness. He need to free from suffering. Somebody nice to me and he need happiness. He need to free from suffering. So how can be not fair to only one, you wish that happiness. But so the Buddhist mind and tradition, including all sentient beings without exception, to achieve enlightenment through this practice merit. So that's called bodhicitta, So these bodhicitta make your practice a true cause to enlightenment. So with this kind of attitude, you can do anything. Everything is good. Without this attitude, anything you do, maybe not anything beneficial. And so this case, that's good heart, we normally say. It's exactly good heart. Good heart has different level of good heart. But this good heart is forever lasting, free from all sentient beings, and wish to achieve total forever lasting happiness. So that motivation have to be you cultivate it. And these are the important. So we repeat 3 times, because that way repeat 3 times is make sure that what I'm saying is the very mind has generated this idea. So that's the reason we're repeating this 3 times. So please you repeat 1 time again, then we'll go on. Of course, this is a very short, maybe easy to kind of grab the meanings, though, but explaining this first 2 lines takes maybe 2-3 hours to explain completely. Of course, the last 2 line is that there's so much you can go to the practice lamrim, state of the path, lamrim, lamgirim, but meaning state of path, so Changchu lamrim is path of enlightenment. So that is you have to study. And then also the short one is this kind of 7-point mind trainings Jamgon Kontu Rinpoche wrote, and many other lamas wrote too. So there are lots of commentary. So that is a kind of endlessly you can repeat that, teaching again. So somewhat, if you have time, leisure, you can listen to from teacher. Then you don't have time, but mainly serve the purpose by this kind of, short teaching. So, okay. So now we begin to start to 3 kayas actual practice. So now you can see this, we can repeat 2 times again, and then last, of course, explaining, then you repeat last one, okay? So now we'll be repeating this in Tibetan. You can read English too, so I'm repeat slowly. So one there's repeat 1 time more. So one there's so I think I told Lama Ching to put a picture there, so you may see picture, the Trikaya picture. You can see Amitabha picture, and Chere's picture, Guru Pema Sambhava picture. And then beneath the Amitabha, there is Karmapa pictures. Karmapa, you can imagining, there is 17 Karmapa. Any of them you compatible, you can first Karmapa or second Karmapa or 8 Karmapa, 10 Karmapa. But most people, older people, familiar 16 Karmapa, you meet you receive the blessing, crown ceremony from Sixteenth Karmapa. That may be the easy for you to visualize, and you can be remembering while you present of him how you bless and how happy you are. And then this will be encouraging you so you can visualize the 16 karma. But otherwise, this is 17 karma, but recent karma. He also, you can visualize him. Many people in America, many people have seen him and received teaching from him also. So more comfortable. So for you, more real. So you can visualize him. So that is the visualization for you visualizing. Suppose the Amitabha Buddha is kind of mainly we focus now. So, it said that Lord of Amitabha itself Dharmakaya. So actually, Dharmakaya actually there's, means that totally emptiness. There is nothing to describe and nothing to able to make any image or thing, a thought. Completely total state of the nirvana, it's kind of beyond of any kind of concept or intellect, So that is the, actual Dharmakaya, but it's the Dharmakaya has a compassion also. So big now we have emptiness. Most of the even the Buddha taught many in Dharma, but final, all Dharma is the method to reach Dharmakaya, emptiness. So therefore, Dharmakaya is essential of all the aim of all Buddhism practice, So Dharmakaya. But again, if you want to say how look like Dharmakaya, there no one can show you Dharmakaya as this, because Dharmakaya is the beyond of any illusory mind or dualistic mind can bring into, that state, because that has to go beyond of your intellect, beyond conceptualizations. So in that case, you can imagine Dharmakaya, how you can. So that meaning Dharmakaya is a kind of, is empty, we call, but empty doesn't mean total empty. So Dharmakaya have some kind of sense of the compassions. So as we normally we call normally that we call, Nagarjuna says something, Tambakuni Toborsho. So he dedicate marriage every day. We do dedication on that. Yawati Sunamishi Tuzum and Sunamishi Legend, Tambakuni Toborsho. So that's a Yawati Q Guns. So we dedication is whatever that virtues may I have all the being may achieve state of three and two kaya. This case, Tambakuni meaning two kaya, two body, but two kaya, same things that translated two kaya, two body, but in Sanskrit for three two kaya, Rupa kaya and Sambhogakaya, Dharmakaya and Rupa kaya. This case again. So again, don't mistake again other three kaya. This is two kaya in this case. So this Nagarjuna kind of composed this one. I mean, he and we dedicate this daily. So that means the Yawati Kyukin Sunamishi Tsulo, the Sunamishi legend. So that is what is meaning Yawati Kyukin Sunamishi legend. That's Yawati Kyukin Sunamishi Tsulo. Sunamishi legend. So this kind of, anyways, the meaning is that from the merit and wisdom which we have, merit is that what we visualizing deities, reciting mantra, any kind we have merit, we do good things. That is a merit, then that is the kind of merit, accumulation of merit. And then accumulation of wisdom is not clinging to merit that you made. That what you make merit is their essence is emptiness, not really inherent existence. So from this, you gain 3 genuine bodies. Excellent, 3 excellent bodies. So 3 excellent bodies, what you result you get is the Dharmakaya and Rupakaya. So this again, we talk of skillful mean and wisdom we call, a method and wisdom we call too. So the one accumulation of merit is the method. And accumulation of wisdom is emptiness. Absolute truth. And the relative truth is all these virtuous things based on the compassion and loving kindness. So these we dedicate to attain 2 sacred bodies. Some days I say it's 2 genuine bodies. Sometimes they get 2 sacred bodies. They say 2. It is similar. My meaning, I hope. I use different terms. And so this case, so the very important to your understanding on the path when you're working, you have to engage lots of accumulation of merit with kind, loving, and compassion to all sentient beings. Engage your mind, body, speech. Mind, kind, loving, with good motivation. Speech, soft, gentle, meaningful, and most of the genuine Dharma form. And physically, do something good for Dharma, good for purification, good for many benefits sentient beings. So these things are what we engaging and the path. So that's all the relative truth to what you engaging, love, compassion, and positive, good merit. All these result is the Rupakaya. And then when you actually see this merit, who accumulated this merit, where I'm dedicating the merit, what is the actual merit? These 3 things you can bring down to state of total non-existent emptiness. So when you have accumulated merit, what the actual view of the wisdom emptiness? So these 3 things make the result is a 2 genuine body, 2 sacred bodies. So through the emptiness, viewing emptiness, achieve the Dharmakaya. Through the accumulating merit to relatively everything's good actions, that attain you in Rupakaya for benefit of all sentient beings. So when achieve the total enlightenment, that these 2 compassion and wisdom is union, conjunctions. But when wisdom side, you cannot able to pointing out is this and that. Beyond ordinary people like us, we don't reach there. Only who can see Dharmakaya, somebody have to reach Dharmakaya. Then they can merge within one, become in oneness, And then if you are not reaching that level, you can talk about, but you're never there. But that doesn't mean you're never there. You will be there, but you are not there yet. So that is a way Dharmakaya is beyond the ordinary people can speak out, make anything like concept there. This beyond concept. But that state of the mind, enlightened mind, has the great compassion. our compassion have to be, in order to compassion to other sentient being, you definitely need some sentient being to suffer there. If no one suffer in the world, you have no way to compassion. Then maybe non-stop you get enlightenment. Stop there. So therefore, sentient being is there for accommodating us to cultivate compassion. Sometimes Buddha says, sentient being is same as Buddha. Buddha guide you to enlightenment. Sentient being will give the condition to the enlightenment. You see. So sentient being is very important that way. So that reason, compassion, loving kindness is the inseparable with enlightened beings. Someone who reaches enlightenment, like Buddha Amitabha was, his Dharmakaya, but out of compassion he appeared. There is Buddha, red color Buddha. His color is red, but he's on the lotus moon seat. Every possession, he like Buddha Shakyamuni as normal historical Buddha. He has different than that is that he has red, completely red color of his body, but he has full monastic robe also, same as Buddha Shakyamuni. Then he have the begging bowl. Different is the Buddha have the right hand hold the begging bowl. I mean, left hand holding the begging bowl. Right hand is earth touching mudras, So that's a different mudra as Lord Buddha Shakyamuni. But the Amitabha is both hand as meditation positions, actual mudras. And then on these two hands, there is a kind of begging bowl on his hand. So that all the picture or image of the Buddha Amitabha. I hope there is a picture that he may have. I think I put there. So you may have the extra picture to look at when I'm saying that. So exactly, he's a lotus, sitting in a lotus position, wearing the monastic robe, and his very peaceful, gentle face. And so, but always you have to, he's appeared to vivid red Buddha, as we describe, but he's completely transparent. No have touchable or grab. Appear like rainbow. You can see the detail there, but you can grab them. You can hold them. So the Buddha's image like that. But unlike the rainbow is that he has full of wisdom and compassion. That is different than a rainbow, That's important to have recall that quality because that's the blessings. So you visualize that him right in front in the space, the middle of the two Buddha, Guru Rinpoche and Cherezi, left and right in the middle, he is there in the space in front of you, and he have the lotus moon seat and all this. I mean, he has the peacock throne. Actually, he has the throne is held by the 4 directions and 8 peacocks holding them. And he's Buddha has lines, so he has the peacock thrones, and then on the lotus blooming, full blooming lotus, and on that lotus, Sundis, Mundis, then Buddha Amitabha with the lotus positions, and Tuham is meditation position with the begging bowl, monastic robe, everything like Buddha, but color is red. So that is what you visualizing. So that's a kind of Dharmakaya. But as I'm describing, Dharmakaya is kind of invisible somewhat. But at the same time, out of the compassion, he appeared Amitabha Buddha, form as that we can visualize it. So that's where you can communicate it or can take the blessings, So that is what you visualize first. So you focus your mind, try to not to be allowed. If you don't allow it, it may come more. But somewhat you try to mind to be focused into Amitabha image and transparent and radiating light. And so that is when you are visualizing the, reciting the mantra, you first do Amitabha, that way say Amitabha mantra, and then you focus your mind on the Buddha Amitabhas, what you visualize. So we can recite the prayer, then we can recite the mantra or Mahadevarshi, but this time only focus Buddha Amitabha, and then recite the mantra. So now again, when you're reciting the prayer again, one time. So one is for so. Please focus your mind to Amitabha Buddha as we describe and recite the mantra. As much you can, try to focus mind to the Buddha Amitabha. You can sometimes hold Buddha Amitabha image there, view it clearly, and sometimes just Amitabha's face. And sometimes you have part of body, and sometimes lotus, and then his half of body, and sometimes we bring again whole body. Try to make alternate, that will help your mind, because our mind like to jump around different things. So in order to keep that put to in the training here and make different part of the Buddha's body, you can focus while you're reciting mantra. Mainly try to avoid, to not allow to your negative thought, ordinary thought, and bring to your thought to Amitabha Buddha. If your mind did go away from Amitabha, you should be mindful, aware, immediately then bring back, So when mind just go away from the image, and then you forget long time, sometimes you never notice even long time. And that's not good. So even definitely your mind will go away to Amitabha Buddha, but you try to aware, not long to forget. Very short time you can immediately your mind aware that and bring back the mind on the image. So that's you visualize that way, recite mantra in the meantime, is okay. Om Amendewari, 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 Om Amendewari. Amendewari, Om 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 Amendewari. So next one is the right side of the Amitabha is Avalokiteshvara as usual. Lotus and moon seat, and he's set in the lotus position. He's completely white, crystal clear white body, and in transparent, not like an intangible, so transparent body. And he have the forearm, first two arms, joined palm to palm against his heart, and the right arm, right second arm holding a rosary peaceful rosary. Left second arm holding full blooming lotus branches. And then he is completely peaceful, eye looking to all sentient beings with compassion. And he face loving expressions, very loving. Look at him, bring the peace, calm. Even I'm angry and stupid or desire so negative, but looking to his face, bring everything subside and bring the so joyful to look at him. So kind of cut up all the kind of negative thought in an ordinary thought. So that kind of quality, looking to his face. Then he have the jewel crown, head knotted up in the top as a knot, and above, so that is how he look at in his face. Then, as you describe, I described the transparent. His body is not really tangible. It's kind of light, like rainbow, and glowing light from him. And when we talk about the rainbow is color beautiful. Also, that example that rainbow doesn't have substance, so we can grab them. So that's the example. But unlikely rainbow, these deities are the transparent, but full of wisdom and compassion. So that is very important to recall. And so that way you can think. So when you're reciting the Om Mani Padme Hum mantra, and then you focus your mind, just generously, transparent, glowing his body, and just kind of bring your mind again to one point to focus the image of the generosity, and try to aware their mind, it go away from the image, aware immediately and bring back your mind and concentration. That is important because we cannot keep up long time. Sometimes that's happening. So please, we're reciting Om Mani Padme Hum mantra while we focusing the charity. One point, okay? Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. So now we begin to concentration to right side of the left side of the Amitabha, the Guru Pema Sambhava. The Guru Pema Sambhava is as normally you see the picture, Guru Rinpoche, lotus, full blooming lotus, sun and moon disk, and he's half lotus positions. He settled right foot in, the left stretching out. And then he wearing the rope. It's a particular rope based on Sahur chairs, which is called custom of the Sahur. Sahur is the one, the kingdom. So the kingdom, he was a princess at the time. So that is the kind of dress like these, custom of the Sahur kings. And they say, and then also have his lotus crown and have the top, you have the vulture feather there. So these are the all kind of, for that country, he was and has become king. So I think that that is his custom. So that was what we're visualizing now. So he has, right hand is, I think the Bajra. Left hand is he's on the left, he has the skull cup, and it has kind of long live bars with full of nectars. And so that is the, if you familiar the statue of the Guru Rinpoche or image, Thangka of Guru Rinpoche. So try to detail, look at the Thangka, and then try to bring your mind all the detail. There's a different grammar there. There's 2-3 different kind of grammar he's wearing. And then each have there's lots of different meaning on that too. So he was again most of the effective, especially dark age, to remove all the unfortunate, as we are now have lots of disease, unknown disease. So that Guru was already prophesied there. I know. So that time they says that none of the method can work for dispel this kind of disease, this kind of suffering and pain for human life, human world. So this is the only the Guru Rinpoche who can able to subdue and dispel them and subjugated those obstacle hindrance. So they emphasize, or he is prophesied by the Buddha and the Bodhisattva, and that he's come as the manifestation of Guru Lord Amitabhas. And so he's born as the kind of lotus, lotus-born Guru. So these all, the purpose he born this way, that he, for the subjugating the impossible being to subdue. So only the way he can subdue. So that's the reason he manifested it that way. And Bodhisattva can make their own choice, but which way to come. Where is more benefit? Which way more benefit? What skill needed sentient being? So they have completely omniscient, completely independent. They can decide themselves. So Guru Rinpoche specifically appeared for this kind of time now. There is so many things as Guru Rinpoche prophesied in his biography. There, so that's exactly what he says is coming right now. But again, you can see that many people think, well, I'm praying Guru Rinpoche a long time, nothing happening. We don't pray correctly. We pray myself to remove my suffering, my pain, my sickness, maybe my family. And the rest of the people I don't really care, But that kind of motivation becomes very partial mind mentality. You're discriminating. So that is not work there. That condition missing there. So you need to have great compassion to all sentient beings. You have true compassion. You can able to help. And we pray him, he will be there to help us. But we don't have that condition first place. We have not enough compassion to all sentient beings. And we don't trust and confident to true enlightened quality, their power, their blessing. We don't believe all of them. Sometimes I'm suffering painful. I think, maybe I need help for him. And I hear this, maybe that's true, maybe not true, but I'll try. And that's why wishy-washy to make this kind of prayer, how can benefit? You have to have 100%, no doubt, devotion to enlightened one who achieved the enlightenment. there is people who have no ego, selfish, totally selfless, totally dedicated to Para sentient being. Those enlightened beings, those bodhisattvas are. They do have power. They do have blessing. They could remove our problem. But then we don't do it accordingly. Even that we read book, we hear teaching, but you don't, you know. At a certain point, I have to go to work, forget to practice today. And then I come back, I have to sleep. Tomorrow I have to go to work, forget to practice, you know. Far away to devotion, compassion, but I will even not try to sit down to think about practice, you know. So then also we wish to get benefit, all benefit what we hearing or what we reading, that benefit I need it. But I will not work for anything for that, you know. So I just want to be, you know, free lunch, you know, not paying. So that will be not work. You know, so we need some sense of devotion for sure. And very hard to get devotion. Sometime when you talk about devotion, this is very hard. I can understand that. But at the same time, that is necessary. Lord Buddha says in the sutra, so this is sutra. Actually, they quoted by the different the shastra, such as the jewel ornament of the liberation in Gampopa. It's and this kind of he quoted there too, but it's come from that sutra, you know. So what that means, he says that so that he said someone individual who does not have devotion, he would not have all the white dharma, cannot burst his mind. You know, that means they have no devotion. He is never interested to do good things for himself or others. So Karpichuna Mekishin, you do not born in mind. That's kind of white meaning virtues, positive. He would not have any kind of motivating thought come this idea to his mind. So that because he had no devotions. Devotion is the kind of where the foundation that where grow the devotion. It's similar like that. Seven means meaning seven means meaning seed has born in the fire. You expect grows sprung from that seed? Impossible. Someone had no devotion. That's just that mind is born in the fire and completely useless, no more. So similar like this, you do have devotion, you will never have good quality, for it's positive, yourself and others. They don't have that. The devotion is that's important. So devotion is the kind of very much kind of important part of the practitioner actually, you know. But at the same time, devotion a little difficult, but in there is a many style and many different level of the devotion, which I cannot read because that will be shortening our whatever our subject is. So anyway, the devotion is very important. So while you have to reciting this mantra of Mahamad Guru, mainly you focus Guru Rinpoche. In this case, nothing, just focus Guru Rinpoche image. Top to the bottom to top, and allow otherwise whole picture image together. In this case, in the meantime, just focus your mind in the image. Image will be producing lots of rays of light, but you just focus there. And you have to, your job is to aware your mind is focusing the image or your mind is away from the image. That's important, mindfulness, tenshi, tempadation. So meaning remembering the object, what you're doing, and then knowing that you have lost your object, know that you have to bring that object back. So that is these two things. That's what it means practice there, you know. So this is also, you know, Shine is included there too. So that is the kind of when you recite it. This will be 2 mantras there. One is Bhajagurupema Siddhiyong, Bhajagurupema Tedenzal. That is kind of a more special mantra for the Guru Rinpoche's extreme wrathful poem. And so Guru Rinpoche, it'll be peaceful, kind, and loving toward all sentient beings. Sometimes he experienced wrathful like the Bhajar Trolu, Dorju Trolu. So Guru Rinpoche was wrathful form. So that is it is compassion, not work. And he will not just give up, and he will apply the wrathful to subdue them, to bring into the positive and remove their negative. So that is the reason here, wrathful, peaceful, necessary. So we're doing positive and peaceful one, then wrathful, or continually reciting this mantra. So please, again, you recite the prayer and focus that way. Ye je ko ne guru pe ma jo mo wo je de ba de ka ma ba so wa de so jing ge lo do so Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Hong Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Hong Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Hong Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Hong Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Hong Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Hong Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Hong Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Hong 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 Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Hong Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Hong Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Hong Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Hong Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Hong Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Hong Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Pendra Samaya Siddhi Pala Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Pendra Samaya Siddhi Pala Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Pendra Samaya Siddhi Pala Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Pendra Samaya Siddhi Pala Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Pendra Samaya Siddhi Pala Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Pendra Samaya Siddhi Pala Om Ahum Benzang Guru Pema Siddhi Pendra Samaya Siddhi Pala. So now will be visualization can change now. So we recite the prayer one time, then this next time we'll do mantra together. Om Amindevari, Om Manipemi, Om Bejagur Pema Siddhi, Om Bejagur Pema Tadinja Beja Samayan Siddhi Pala Hong. And melodiously we're doing this together, all the mantras, 4 of them together. So first you recite, supplicate this prayer, and I'll be explaining visualization. So in the so change love to so. So now we are reciting the mantra karma bhajano. What we do is now Guru Pema Sambhava dissolve into Chenrezig left side. Chenrezig dissolve into the Amitabha. So Amitabha dissolve into the Karmapas. So all dissolve into Karmapa now, only the Karmapa. But you can visualize, as I'm saying before, Karmapa 16 or 17, either way, whether you're familiar, whether you're married, and maybe you have, in the last Karmapa, you meet prayer, then you focus on that, or that was this Karmapa, otherwise any Karmapa, the same. Karmapa is this Karmapa, So we recite the mantra, in that case, we have focused the Karmapa alone. And then when you recite the Karma Bhajano, then they all dissolve into Karmapa, and Karmapa more vivid and clear in front of you in space. So you focus your mind on the Karmapa image. So being you focusing your mind to Karmapa image, from Karmapa's forehead, white light come, very bright and shining strongly in your forehead. Then for light, fill all your body, dispel all the negativity of your body since beginning last time until now. You receive the all Buddha's wisdom body's blessings. And throat of Karmapa's head radiate red color light shining and striking your throat, fill up your body, completely pure body, full body, and you have completely dispelled all this negativity of speech since beginning lesson until now, completely dispelled, and you become eloquent speech, perfect pure speech. And then also from his forehead and through the heart center, radiate blue light, strike in your heart, dispel all this negativity of your mind and dualistic concept, intellect, all dispel and subside, and your mind became inseparable with Karmapa minds. So that is forehead, bas empowerment, and throat, the secret empowerment, and then through heart, the wisdom empowerments, and then these are the speech, mind, body of the wisdom merging with you. Finally, you became in one with mind of the Karmapa. So that when light come from Karmapas, remove your anger, remove your desire, remove your stupidity, and remove the jealous, greed, proud, hope, and doubt completely disappears. Then your mind become in one with the Karmapa's mind. And Karmapa mind is the one of the all three-time Buddhas. You relax your mind to completely silent, silent as like you're reciting the Karmapa mantra, but the silent is your mind should not have any kind of exaggerations or any kind of thought, so intellect or anything that you let go in mind to merge with Buddha Karmapa's mind. So that is the we doing the mantra Karmapa now. Karma Bhaje Noi Karma Bhaje No Karma Bhaje Noi Karma Bhaje Karma Bhaje Noi Karma Bhaje No Karma Bhaje Noi Karma Bhaje 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 Karma Bhaje No 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 Karma Bhajano, 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 Karma Bhajano. Karma Bhajano, 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 Karma Bhajano. Karma Bhajano, Karma Bhajano, Karma Bhajano, Karma Bhajano, Karma Bhajano, Karma Bhajano, Karma Bhajano. Karma Bhajano. So now we're reciting all mantra together. Okay, so the now we have to say it's everything form of three kaya, so like Dharmakaya, Amitabha, Sambhogakaya, Chereza, Avalokiteshvara, Nirmanakaya, Guru Rinpoche. Essence of all these three kaya is Karmapa. So you can say the mantra of them three, and also you can try to bring your pure perception or dhanang, pure and a pure view. So saying everything you see, Amitabha or Cherese, Guru Rinpoche or Karmapa, and also hearing something as three kaya mantra, Karmapa mantra. And everything what you see, what you hear is completely, totally empty, spacious, not have any inherent existence. Yet appear everything as three kaya, and sound as the mantra, form as the three kaya, and overviewing everything's empty, not have any inherent existence. So while you're reciting mantra, please keep your mind on that state. Everything appear to perfect pure visions. Oi mani de oi ri, oi mani de me oi ri, oi me a oi mendrai guru de ma se de. Oi me a oi mendrai guru de ma te tensa. Bandra Samaya Enjai Siddhi Pala Oma Amin Dewari Oma Iman Peme Ori Ome Ahoy Bandrai Guru Pema Siddhi Ome Ahoy Bendraingur Pemai Tedrenzo Bendrai Samaya Enjoy Sede Pala Oma Amin Dewari Oima Peme Oiri Ome Ahoy Bendraingur Pemai Sede Ome Ahoy Bendraingur Pemai Tedrenzo Bendra Samaya Enjoy Sede Pala Ome Amin Dewari Mane Peme Oiri Ome Ahoy Bendraingur Pemai Sede Ome Ahoy Bendraingur Pemai Tedrenzo Bendra Samaya Enjoy Sede Pala Oma Amin Dewari Oiman Peme Oiri Ome Ahoy Bendraingur Pemai Sede Ome Ahoy Bendraingur Pemai Tedrenzo Bendra Samaya Enjoy Sede Pala Oma Amin Dewari Mane Pem Oiri Ome Ahoy Bendraingur Pemai Sede Ome Ahoy Bendraingur Pemai Tedrenzo Bendra Samaya Enjoy Sede Pala Karma Jeno 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 Karma Jeno. So you keep your mind to just relax. So in this case, you don't have to meditate. If you meditate, so you're giving the job to your mind. That is not meditation. So when you meditate, this case called silent, remain silent, equipoise. So do not meditate. So that meaning relax your mind as natural, what your actual mind is. Just try to get that state. So in this case, you do not think past, not think in future, not in present time. Just relax as it is. Your mind is completely nothing, just full space with awareness. When you meditate, you put effort because when you think I'm meditating, I should have good meditations. I should be not taught. I should be not have absent of meditation. So when you meditate, those kind of concepts coming. So that is not a meditation. So therefore, not try to meditate. Then what you're fixing your mind, don't fixate in your mind. Effortless, not fixations. And Chada Rinpoche say some, he say some, the perfect Santi, perfect Mahasanti, what do we call Dzogchen, perfect Mahasanti. That is we call, but how we can relax on that state is like Yengmi Chasal and Dzogpaches. So this line is very profound for me. He says that Yengme is do not distract your mind. Distract your mind to be anything, good or bad, So there's nothing motivated good or bad. And when you motivate, that is distracted your mind. Yengme Chasal Chalwa meaning Chawa means action. Absent of the actions, you do not act anything. Do not put any effort. That's all. It's all one means effort. You try to make the better meditation, good meditations. So he said that is the Dzogpa Chimpo. That's the Mahasan. So I think it's a very simple way to say that is like he says, don't distract your mind. Leave your mind as natural as it is. Don't have to put anything their quality or don't move any bad quality because minds never have bad or good quality or bad quality. Leave as it is. Don't put any effort. Then put any actions. And don't distract it. So that's great perfection is not distracted, not acted, not put effort, contrive. That is a Mahmud and Mahasandi and a Mahmuda as well. So you set on that state, that is what it is. Of course, you talk about this, can talk lots, day and day, night and night. We say with someone talking, but he knows what he's talking. But you want to listen to be boring too, certain point. So that is the way it's kind of distracted. That's so simple way to relax your mind without. It is meditation is very simple. You don't have to do anything. Speech, mind, body, no involved there. The mind itself has nothing to do. What it needs is what essence of mind is you have to let manifestate it. But you distracting there to not allow the manifestations, you see. But when you don't distract it, not putting effort, that it is there. Buddha is within you. So you stay a little bit if you can. That will be one way that you have some sense of the glimpse, depending, people karmically connected with the Dharma, teacher, and that will be the very short, easily. But when you have some karmically far away and your devotion is very distant, and then your compassion is very much distant, so then, and that will not help by even Buddha come. Guru Rinpoche come in front of you, say something, it will not work. Because you have to respond yourself. You have to ready for that. So otherwise, that is all it is. So that is the kind of silent part we do. But now we can make the dedication part up to the silent. So this dedication is kind of just dedication normal way. Likewise, meditate recitation mantra, which it should accumulate merit. All the sentient beings who has myself, whoever connected with me, that many connected with bad, connected as good. That is somebody doesn't like me, somebody hate me, and somebody liked me very much, loved me. So all these connections, good or bad, all the sentient beings may immediately, this body has go behind, the body has completely dead. Then I would not born anywhere, born direct to the Achens, Pure Lands, in the miracle born in the Pure Lands. Soon as I was born there, I may completely cross the 10 level bhumis. Immediately may I benefit all the, may I emanated benefit all 10 directions, all sentient beings. So that dedication prayer we have dedicated by this. And so as I have this first one, we have generating bodhicitta, and taking refuge, generating bodhicitta. Second one was just we talk until now, non-referential genuines. That is the kind of actual practice. Actually, actual practice have to be pure emptiness, beginning to end. So there's no specific holding and clinging them. That is the kind of genuine practice of the actual. But the last one, we're dedicating merit. So dedicating merit is we have recite a mantra, visualize great Buddha and Bodhisattvas, and try to bring our state mind into two natures. All these things, we accumulate great merit from it through the taking refuge, generating bodhicitta and focusing on pointly and non-referential. And then that merit is incredible merit we accumulated. So this merit, in the past, whatever I have done, and whatever other sentient being done, and good merit. And the future, all Buddhas, future Bodhisattva, whatever merit they accumulating. And then Buddha is past time, Bodhisattva in the past time, Buddha of this time, Shakyamuni Buddha, all the great master who have done great practice, great benefit. And including my root guru, who accumulated merit since the beginning, last time until now. All this merit worth this merit. So all this merit I dedicate to all sentient beings who was my parents, my father, my mother, one time and many times. So they are so kind, taking care of me, save my life. Everything they do is for me, many lifetimes. So these beings, my mother, some of them in hell realm, some of the hungry ghost realm, some are animal realm, some human realm with myself now, suffering pain, confused. And some God realm, some demigod realm, some in spirit, ghosts, demons. So all these beings who has mentally sick, confused, physically sick, discomfort. All of them, these all beings wish to be free for their sufferings. These all beings want to be happiness for everlasting. But due to their ignorance, they fall into such different realms and suffer pain. I dedicate this merit to all the sentient beings without exceptions. All of them. Some have a good connection, some have a bad connection. Doesn't matter. I dedicate all this merit to all sentient beings without exceptions. By free immediately whatever suffering they may have, physically, mentally. Suffering also, I'm not temporarily free, but forever I want to free. So my merit will be freeing them forever. Their suffering never come back. And I want to bring them happiness, not temporary happiness like God, human being, rich, wealthy, healthy, but not that. But I am the ultimate total enlightenment for everlasting, never fall down sufferings. Total enlightenment through these 9 virtues. So you dedicate that way to all sentient beings, and then also pray to all 3-time Buddha and Bodhisattvas who omniscient compassion. Be witness. My dedication through my heart, I dedicating, but this will be truly benefit through your blessings. The blessing of all the enlightened Bodhisattvas who have some bodhicitta who generated. All of them bless my merit to be as I'm dedicating, and accordingly they may benefit my wishes. So then you dedicate that way, and then your merit become truly beneficial through the blessing of the Buddha and Bodhisattva, and you are excellent bodhicitta that you wish to be all being free. That's a very excellent. So these two are very powerful, but that truly benefit many beings. So this merit will bring you until you reach enlightenment. So this will be make your merit forever, never what call it, a complete empty or disappear, because you're dedicated that way, never be disappear until you're in reach enlightenment. So that way, so you're motivated after you do good things, then you dedicate this way. And the best thing you can do is taking and sending one time. How you do that? That's very good. You take all the suffering of all sentient beings without exceptions, physical and mental suffering, wherever, whoever have this. I'm breathing in, imagining black, smoky light come from to all the direction, from all the place that go through your nostril, dissolve in your heart. Imagining all sentient beings free from sufferings forever. Then all the merit, my merit, great bodhisattva merit, other beings merit, all this together, I'll be breathing out with the white light, which this white light dissolve to each and every sentient being without exceptions. Bring totally happy for last forever until total enlightenment. So this one, taking one with black foggy, all the negative but sentient being, and sending every virtue in the world, and whatever your dawns, this world giving to them by white light, that white light touching to every sentient beings, mind, body, and free in their suffering and pain, confusion, and then reach total enlightenment finally. So then you dedicate that way. Finally, then you relax your mind, not to focus to your sentient beings, not focusing yourself who accumulated merit, and you're not focusing merit what you accumulated. So these subject, object, action become disintegrate into totally spacious joy and bliss state. Relax your mind, total emptiness without any kind intellectual and conceptualizations. Relax your mind, total emptiness. So that way you dedicate, this dedication can forever, you are beneficial for you. And that's never be exhausted. This merit will be increased. Today you merit dedicate like this, tomorrow increase double. So that every day double. So then 24 hours you do twice again, will be greatly beneficial. This speeding you get enlightenment. So that is the dedication prayer that's called last genuine is the dedication merit. So those are very important. So now we can see you are and also dedicate merit to the Devachan prayer and short Devachan prayer. And this is very unique dedication to the born in the Pure Lands. The expanded one is very long, so that's explaining many lots of things. So we can recite this mantra together maybe 2-3 times actually, okay? Yendu Sambha Dujen Donang Lai Sanje Chansen Pane Koki Deje Ngotra Bandu Nebai Dewa Jenje Jawe Xingland Dane Dene Zebe Jurma Dai Gewai Xingye Kwamai Chepa Deru Kene Nangde Sherdong Yuan Di Na Lai Tabai Di Jojo Songje Changsen Tamje Ge Gengme Rubai Chingye Lapos Deyan Tai Benzaran Di Awa Bodo Nai Soa Ema Ho Ngodo Songje Nawa Tai Ta Izu Jo Duje Chenpo Yendu Sambha Dujen Donang Lai Songje Chansen Pane Koki Deje Ngotra Bandu Nebai Dewa Jenje Jingand Dane Dene Zebe Jurma Dai Gewai Xingye Panmai Chepa Deru Kene Nangde Sherdong Yuan Di Genda Ge Malai Tabai Jojo Songje Chansen Tamje Ge Gengme Rubai Chingye Lapos Deyan Tai Benzaran Di Awa Bodo Nai So Ema Ho Ngotra Songje Nawa Tai Ta Izu Jo Duje Chenpo Ta Yendu Sambha Dujen Donang Lai Sanje Chansen Pane Koki Deje Ngotra Bandu Nebai Dewa Jenje Jawe Xingand Dane Dene Zebe Jurma Dai Gewai Xingye Panmai Chepa Teru Kene Nangde Sherdong Yuan Di Genda Ge Malai Tabai Joju Songje Chansen Tamje Ge Gengme Rubai Chingye Lapos Deyan Tai Benzaran Di Awa Bodo Nai So so I think that is the after all I can say. So if your question, I can expand it. Question based on what I have given teaching today. So you ask. Otherwise, any question you have, you welcome. I think the David will be convey the message to me. Then I'll do my best.
Thank you, Rinpoche.
Thank you.
So please type your questions in the chat. And the first question we have, Rinpoche, is from Craig Janke. And he asks, would you please explain not the non-referential practice again? Thank you, Rinpoche. And this was something you mentioned at the beginning of the teaching.
Yes, non-referential. So also, yes, that is, it means, for example, compassion, non-referential compassion. I think I can say that, but my English again, I don't know it's okay or not, but I believe what I mean on non-referential means that not discriminating. So compassion have to be non-referential. Maybe that makes sense, maybe not. Maybe this have to go with actual practice maybe. So that non-discriminating is about the compassion. Non-referentials, I think, is about the actual practice, yes. So non-referential meanings that you specific, not you bring in your mind to think of some things. That's a referential, right? And non-referential meanings you not bring that. It makes sense that I'm still, I'm learning myself. So it makes sense, anyone can talk about that. I
Yes.
think correct is the word we ask in Jarenki. But I think they ask me, what is this? So I means that non-referential meanings that while you're practicing, not have something, the image allowed to come in your mind. That makes sense in non-referential. Anyone can tell me because I'm
Yes, your explanation of non-referential makes sense, Rinpoche.
Yeah,
and I see that Craig is nodding as well.
Okay. So that is the kind of during the practice, we on creation practice. We also when practicing is we call completing stage, and we talk more that things because that case even in creation stage we talk about this because this is a non-then deities what the description you bring in your mind is referential. So non-referential means you're not allowed to any thought then that you have visualized there. Yeah, I want to hear though. That's okay what I'm explaining you makes sense to you? You not need to worry about. I will be more than happy to hear you can explain me so I can learn too. Don't worry, say I'm upsetting or get upset with that. I'm not upsetting. If there's something incorrect, you can tell me. So my English is not my native. English is not my native. So I try to figure out that way to say, so anything that it is not correct, let me know. Yes.
Okay, Rinpoche, Dolores Peterson wants to say that her mother is with her and she says hello and sends love.
Okay, so my love, compassion to every sentient being, specific her mother.
Are there any other questions? I don't see any in the chat at this time.
Okay, so they may not have. I hope that is kind of be doubtful because sometimes, it's good they understand they don't have question, and sometimes I thought they may not understand at all, so they don't have question for that. So good to have question. I don't mind. If not question, it's not bad. And maybe not understanding, so it's doubtful.
Here's one from Maud Huneman.
Okay.
Do the Nirmanakaya and the Rupakaya relate to the physical body?
Nirmanakaya, so Rupakaya is kind of adding to 3 to 4. Rupakaya and 4. Because on sometimes 2 kaya, and when you say 2 kaya and Dharmakaya and Rupakaya, so they Rupakaya included at Nirmanakaya, Sambhogakaya, and so therefore they call Rupakaya and Dharmakaya. Then sometimes we describe Dharmakaya, Nirmanakaya, Sambhogakaya, Sabhavikaya. So that is the last one is the essential of all kaya into one. That's called Sabhavikaya. So that is the kind of Rupakaya, So that is my lots of things talk about that is kind of is a very big subject on that. Actually that is some texts say different things, other texts say different things. Vajrayana, Tantra secret say the different things a little bit, but that's all the purpose. And that doesn't mean wrong. And sometimes if we don't have the too much hearing, teaching, and reading book, understanding, and then you want to read book, then you say, oh, before I read, this is wrong here, something, but that's not wrong, actually. That is a purpose too. So that reason is lots of, so that, hard to kind of verify them and easily, at least you have lots of training, practicing on hearing, teaching from smart, wise teacher, then this will be have some kind of, one can identify in a one book can help another book. It don't have the too much hearing teaching, then one book can confuse another book. So the reading book is like that. When you reading the book, you question book cannot answer you. Book continually say things. So therefore, one thing is reading book too much, like lots of things mistake like that. So true. So it is important to hearing the teaching from directly. It will be helpful. Yes, there is kind of Dharmakaya is normally Dharmakaya, Nirmanakaya, Sambhogakaya, Sambhogakaya, And then sometimes we call Rupakaya and Dharmakaya and Rupakaya. There's two only. And sometimes we don't have Sambhogakaya, we have three kaya, as we today talk of three kaya, right? So there is a different way presentations, but there are some purpose and reasons.
Thank you, Rinpoche.
You're welcome.
Jeff Kufner asks, how do you recommend to include this practice in a daily practice? If you want to accumulate mantra, would you do one in particular or all together?
You can do recite 3 times the supplication prayer. Then you want to say this, now I first accumulated 100,000 for Amitabha only. Then you recite Amitabha many as you can. Then you do other mantra a little bit, 21 each or 10 each. Then you conclude it that way. Then now Amitabha is finished. And I want to do Omani 100,000. Then you go Amitabha first a little bit. Then go change the mantra Omani count many as you can stay in the whole session. And at the end, again, Guru Rinpoche mantra, Karmapa mantra, finish that way. Then you finish 100,000 for change. Then you Guru Rinpoche 100,000 you do. Again, go Amitabha and change. Then Guru Rinpoche stay long session there, counted. And then, session finished when you 100,000. And then you go to long one again, so 100,000. And then again, same thing, Karmapa. That's where you can end 100,000 like that. Or you or more, you can do that. That's what we do. Yes.
Thank you, Rinpoche. So I have a question myself. You mentioned that that this practice was done as part of the long Mahakala at Surfu Monastery.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that it's also in the Nungne text as part of that. And I was wondering, did you add it as part of the Nungne practice yourself, or is it part of the teaching that you received?
No, it's this, actually this practice, I not see nowhere to practicing. Only I saw when the long Mahakala, there's 24 hours we do practice Mahakala, but morning early lineage prayer, they have income Mahakala lineage from the Vajradhara, same things, always down there. End of your guru, then they add this one. So I saw that, because I didn't know that time. I was too young to ask. And they do traditionally the Mahakala long lineage. They added, but short lineage, even they don't add this one. But long in that place, I saw the big monastery or Sorupuk monastery add that. And now they adding same, I guess, I believe. But in Nyungne, I too much attach this practice. I like this practice. And I put it there in Nyungne, because then sometimes Nyungne too long, people go home, they sleep. And I thought maybe this mantra can make their time for stay with the recite mantra, some, visualize the deities will helpful. And also remind me to, this practice, how beneficial, this is powerful. So I added it. Normal Nyungne practice, they will not add there. But I added that because I was feel greatly benefit for me. I thought it's good. So that's the reason I put a Nyungne text. There's nothing traditionally put Nyungne text, that one. So I put that one, yes.
Thank you, Rinpoche. So Terry Bradley writes, thank you very much for this teaching, Rinpoche. Can you please repeat which side Guru Rinpoche and Chenrezig are with Amitabha and the way they dissolve into each other once more?
First you visualize Chen and our Amitabha is a central, then right side is Avalokiteshvara, left side Guru Prema Sambhava. And right in beneath Amitabha is Karmapa. That's what you visualize. Then you recite the mantra accordingly. And when you dissolve, I think the first Guru Rinpoche dissolved to Cherezi, Cherezi dissolved to the Amitabha, Amitabha dissolved to Karmapa, then Karmapa being essence of three kaya in one, and then you practicing that way. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Rinpoche. Gail Rossi asks, in the beginning, you mentioned this practice can be done anytime while walking, etc. I'm not sure how to do while walking.
With this, you memorize the supplication is very short, and the technically generative with each other short. You can just, while working, you can say, try to recall the meaning a little bit, and as much you can. Then you actually practice supplication, the short line there. And then you recite Amitabha 1 day or more or less. Then go Cherezi, then Guru Rinpoche, a short one and long one, then the last Karmapa. And then everything dissolved. Then you can walking, and no matter what you're doing, you do it, but bring your mind on that state. So that's also very easily. So the sadhana is very short. And then you can dedicate it with merit. So when I was young, it felt very good. When you're watching cows, nothing to do, So recite mantra look like much more than I have lots of friends than alone and watching cow. So I feel that very helpful, and I feel that, yes. Sometimes we fetching the water from far away. And even young, I was kind of very interested in Dharma and do that things. So I was greatly benefit for me. That's my own experience I'm telling. But it's first place, everything is complicated, everything difficult. Then you try to learn 2, 3, 4, 5 times, then you get used to it, and no problem. I think what I say is not possible, you are possible. You have to put some effort there to few times you go around this way and that way. Eventually, then you feel very comfortable. You will be very easily adapted no matter what you do, cleaning dishes or sweeping your house, and taking care of your garden. And so it's a very simple that way. But then beginning, we never done this. So especially doing good things is always very difficult. We need to very reinforce your mind a little bit, your determination. And determination come your devotions, and then devotion make you willing. Willing make you appreciate your practice.
Thank you, Rinpoche. Lots of smiles hearing about you practicing while watching the cows. So thank you for that anecdote.
Yeah, so I watched cows. Yes, I did. Yeah, I was kind of cow watcher. When I was Sikkim, when I kept teaching, I said, don't teach me, especially I'm watching cow used to be in the ground, crying, carrying water in the morning, father sometimes yelling and shouting. So that's why I raise, and that's why I'm growing. They like in Sikkim too. One time some bunch of people come and ask me to give talk, and I did talk. And that time I told my history when I was there. I said, the same man here, you don't have to teach me special. So they laughing too.
Thank you. So Peter Durrigan asks, I wonder how the Ananda chakra as wish-fulfilling gem fits with the unity of the three bodies. Thank you.
Can you repeat, Ananda, what is that?
Yes. I wonder how the Ananda chakra as wish-fulfilling gem fits with the unity of the three bodies.
Ananda gem?
The Ananda chakra.
Ananda chakras.
Yes.
Ananda is that we know Gawa, you call it. So that's kind of Sanskrit. You're using Sanskrit word, Ananda chakra. Mm-hmm. Chakra is, channel. Then Ananda is kind of joy, actually, we call it. So that's a Sanskrit. Joy chakra. Then what is happened there?
Well, I don't know. Maybe Peter can elucidate his question a little bit more, but I'll read it again. I wonder how the Ananda chakra as wish-fulfilling gem fits with the unity of the three bodies. So I assume, the Sambhogakaya, three kayas.
I see. So, the two nature of the mind is the essence of the Trikaya, yes. So Dharmakaya is the essence of everything, actually, So he talking about Ananda chakra, maybe that it means the heart chakra. And that's a kind of chakra, joyful chakra. And I think the Ananda means joy. And chakra means channel. So that's called central channel, I think. So that central channel supposed to be the where to nature of the mind we, Tibetan Buddhism believing. So that is the essential of the Trikaya, yes. But then question I doesn't make sense to me yet.
Okay.
So may I answer it,
Peter
okay.
adds wheel of bliss. And Fred Cooper also is suggesting the fourth chakra, also known as the heart chakra, located in the chest.
So what have to do with that?
I think what the original question was is how does maybe the heart chakra, if that's the one that Peter is referring to, fits with the unity of the three bodies, or maybe the kayas.
Trikaya. So I think that is, I interpreted it that what he talking about is Dharmakaya at the heart, what an Ananda chakra, he says that must be, but again, this is a different topic, what are we talking? In this case, you have to go to, tantric practice, especially Sa Lung Tigli. So that's meaning so that kind of wind, chakra, bindu, that is the kind of location of the different chakra, And so, and are we talking about today, we are talking about direct Dharmakaya, essential Buddha nature Dharmakaya, and actual Dharmakaya is the essence of the all three kaya, yes. The Dharmakaya manifested three kaya. Not only three kaya, Dharmakaya manifested five Dhyana Buddha. Vajra family, Ratna family, Pema family, Karma family. So that kind of five family, Buddha family. So together those five family manifested from Dharmakaya. So Dharmakaya manifested because it is the Dharmakaya manifested five Buddha. The five Buddha would interpret the teaching of the Dharmakaya to the Bodhisattva. Even Bodhisattva cannot communicate it with the direct Dharmakaya Buddha. Dharmakaya Buddha, out of his compassion, he manifested five Buddha. So five Buddha will have the retinue as the Bodhisattva. And again, this five Buddha teaching with the more symbol teachings, not like word teachings. They are manifested 4 arm, 2 arm, 6 arm, 1 arm, and many face these things. That kind of indicated teaching to Bodhisattva. So that was Bodhisattva kind of enhanced their practice, their state, So then Bodhisattva manifested a different form of human being as the Tulku, the benefit sentient being. So that's where you go. So what is the question come? This will be a completely different subject. You're talking about chakra now, up to all his chakra over all the four different chakra. I think 5 different chakra, many chakra too there. Color chakra only have 75,000 chakra in human being body, So these all are the deities, And then, so that case, lots of things talk about there. But again, you have to talk little by little. You cannot be kindergarten children. You cannot teach in the 10 level bodies and a 10 level grade. And a 10 level grade cannot understanding the universal professor teaching. So you have to go to first have the kindergarten, teach the kindergarten how to get joined first class, first grade. So similar like that, this cannot come that easily. So I mean, it's a good question somewhat, but same time, this question is maybe this group too much. And also that answer will be not fitting there to what I'm talking subject.
Thank you, Rinpoche. Those are all the questions I see for right now.
Okay, thank you very much. That is Not bad question, good question. And I hope that my English make a lot of obstacle there too. If you have something good understanding Tibetan who can speak English, then I do better than this. But now I can do this much. And thank you, all of you.
Thank you, Rinpoche.
Thank you.